Hello, everyone. My live today is about get her done. So that's what I want to talk about. That's this one thing that I think a lot of us have a hard time getting a handle on a lot of times, and that's just getting things done. Get her done by obviously the famous Larry the Cable Guy. So there's basically a couple things I think it comes down to what it takes to get things done. And number one is discipline, right? So when you're trying to get something done, you got to have discipline. Obviously you've got to have that drive and motivation to get started, but you got to have the discipline to do it and do it again. And so the other element I think that's involved in getting things done and continuing, so basically if you think about it, I think there's a lot of us that come January 1st have made promises to ourselves. And it doesn't take much. You can go around in the workout gyms anywhere and basically look at how packed they are in January, right? And then how long does it take before those gyms start to kind of completely vacate? Come February, come March, you can get pretty much any piece of equipment you want. But in January, you might as well take the month off of working out, because that's everybody that has their yearly promises to themselves, and by 30 days later they're nowhere near the gym. And why is it that a lot of us, all those people, they wanted to keep working out, they didn't have any intention to stop working out? So what was it? Why didn't they keep working out? And I think the second element there is desire. Desire is basically your reason behind your drive. Okay, so you've got drive, but you need that reason behind it, that emotional attachment to why you're doing what you're doing. And, so many times in life we have these tasks that just seem very, they're just mundane tasks. They're not fun. It's hard to go, well, what's the reason behind that? What's my emotion? How am I going to have an emotional attachment to that? And so to give you an example, like, one, I would say, with working out. So with working out, obviously my goal is to lose weight. But what's my discipline then would be to go ahead and work out every day, right? That's how I'm going to lose weight, and eat right. But what's my desire? What's my emotional attachment to this? What's going to help me keep doing this every day when I don't feel like working out? And my emotional attachment, really, to be honest with you, is going to be because when I work out and I eat right, I feel better about myself. I want to become the best version of myself. I want to basically have a body that I'm comfortable in, that I feel good in, because at the end of the day, I know that when I've got that I'm going to be a better me. I'm going to be happy. Now, when I'm happy and I'm a better me, what does that impact? Well, I'll tell you what it impacts. It impacts how I treat everybody that I love, including my daughter, right? I am going to be a better father to my daughter if I am in the best shape I've ever been in. If I work out every day and I take care of myself, I'm going to be a better father. I'm going to be the father that I can be proud of to my daughter. So when I don't feel like working out, right, and it's just another day and I don't want to work out, that whole initial motivation is lost and gone, and it's another day and I'm tired and I don't want to work out. Well, then, for me, I just need to ask myself, do I want to be the best father I can to my daughter? Is my daughter important enough to me to get up and work out, right? And you can do a lot the same too in those mundane tasks at your office and with your job. That stack of papers, it may be difficult for you to say, well, to complete an emotional attachment there, but doing those papers is, a requirement for your job. Your job supplies income for your family. Your family, you love your family. So if you love your family, then do the best you can for yourself at this job for your family, So I think what's important in getting these tasks done is to have that emotional attachment. And I think that's what will help continue to drive you forward and keep doing these things that it can be difficult to do at times. The other thing I will just say that has helped me continue to try to make positive changes in my life is, just like these talks I'm doing with you. I try to feed myself some positive motivation every day, read positive books, watch positive videos. You have to proactively seek it, right? There is so much garbage and negative junk out there that if you don't proactively go after the positive and feed yourself positive, what ammunition are you going to have against all the garbage that is out there that a lot of us, are going to have to face, including myself, every single day? Well, I can tell you, when I've got some positive ammunition in me, it makes it a whole lot easier to fight some of the negative out there. The other thing I want to talk about is the 5-second rule, okay? And I'm not talking about the 5-second rule when you drop food on the floor. But I will tell you, I'm a strong believer in the 5-second rule when you drop food on the floor, okay? That's who I am. I probably eat a little bit too much. But no, I am talking about Mel Robbins, okay? And Mel Robbins came up with a concept called the 5-second rule. It's very powerful. She's written a book that has influenced hundreds of thousands, if not, into the millions, and has essentially become more of like a movement. And I think what started her with this 5-second rule is a powerful story as well. So I want to tell a little bit about her story, which is she started out as, I think what originally started is her husband, he was one of these computer guys. He lost his job, which in his mind was actually at this point a blessing, because it was a job he just was not happy with, but he just, never took it upon himself to just quit. Well, as soon as he lost that job, then he went after what his true passion was, which was starting a restaurant. So him and a couple other guys, they start a restaurant. They hit this thing out of the park, right? This restaurant is a huge success, and they're doing great. So what do you do when you've got one huge success? Well, you open more. You keep going. And they got to the point that they were opening more restaurants. They even had an opportunity to wholesale some of the products into some stores that they were doing and so forth. They were growing faster than they knew what to do with. And at this point, they were growing so fast that the wheels started to fall off. And I forgot to mention that in starting this restaurant, obviously you can't start a restaurant for free. So they had to take all of their kids' their child's college education funds and everything else they had and throw it in there to get it started, right? So at first it was a huge hit, and then it started to turn around and go backwards on them. And so at this point, their money's just flying out the door. All that money that they had saved for their children and their children's future is gone, So at this point, Mel is really having a tough time. She's not getting along with her husband. They are yelling and fighting. She is, in a horrible mood. She's drinking a lot. And, then when she wakes up in the morning, she doesn't even see a reason to get out of bed. So she's just going, she's hitting the snooze on the alarm. She's going back to bed. It's getting to the point that it's getting so bad that she's not even getting her children on the bus to school in time. They're missing school. And this takes place over a long period of time, and it gets to the point that she finally says, okay, you know what? Enough is enough. That's it. I need to make a change in my life. Come tomorrow morning, I am not hitting that snooze on that alarm anymore. When that alarm goes off, I'm going to get up, turn the alarm clock off, and I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to get my day started. And so then I don't know if it was that night or the morning of, but she decided, okay, in 5 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and get up and do this. So she counts down backwards from 5. So the alarm clock goes off, and she goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stand up. And then you know what? She stands up. She turns the alarm clock off. And for the first time in a long time, she is no longer hitting the snooze on that alarm. And since then, she hasn't hit the snooze button on the alarm since. And that day, I believe it was a cold winter day in Boston at that time. So, on top of everything else, I don't think it was an easy day to get out of bed. And the point is, and hopefully the help from this story is that, things can get bad in your life. And sometimes when they get bad, they get really bad to the point where we don't even know where to start, where to begin, and we can't begin, we can't get started. And, so sometimes you need to start with the little things, like quit sleeping in, quit hitting the snooze on the alarm, get up, get started. So then Mel found out quickly after that that 5-second rule that she just did, it applies to a lot of other things, right? So she also realized, okay, you know what? I need to work out because that's good for me. I need to go for a run. So I need to get in my workout clothes and I need to go for a run. Okay, so in 5 seconds, I'm gonna go get my workout clothes on and I'm gonna go for a run. So then she goes again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then, next thing you know, she's getting her workout clothes on, she's out the door, she's taking a run, okay? And then from there, there's so many other things that it applies to. It's just all the little tasks that you need to do. You need to get started, right? And sometimes by applying this rule, all of a sudden, putting things off, you can say goodbye to procrastination and say hello to getting things done. And when you quit procrastinating and you just start that next activity and that next activity, it's just amazing how much you can get done in your day when you don't sit there and spend all the time thinking about, oh, I don't want to do this, or I have to do this, or so forth and so on. So, again, she even mentions herself, you do not need to read this book in order for this 5-second rule to work. You just literally need to apply it to yourself. So if there's something out there that you're putting off, right, there's actually some science behind what goes on when you do this. Okay, and I'm not going to get into all the science because I would stumble over it, pretty bad. But the point is when you need to do something and you start counting down from 5 backwards, it kind of interrupts some other things going on in your head, and it gives you that opportunity to disrupt this pattern that you've been in and create a new one. And so it's pretty powerful. So, again, my talk with you today is about getting things done. So how do you get things done? Discipline, get that emotional attachment, desire. Go ahead and keep feeding yourself positive stuff every single day. Give yourself some ammunition to move yourself in a positive direction. And then as well, use Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. And I'm not telling you not to get the book, because by getting the book and digging in, you could be doing that much more for your life, which is also a great thing. So, that may be a good thing for you to do. Go ahead and look into Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. Again, it has helped hundreds of thousands of people out. Matter of fact, one guy helped out so much. He was in the military, and he was struggling with PTSD. And he finally decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to take this ferry ride. It's going to go to the edge of some waterfall or something, and I'm gonna go to the edge and I'm jumping off. I'm gonna call it a day. And I'll tell you what, he got to the point where he walked all the way up to the rail, and then he at that point he used the 5-second rule to save his life. He counted from 5 backwards, and he stepped away from the rail. And then from there, he reached out and he asked for help. And he will tell you that he thanks Mel Robbins and this 5-second rule for saving his life. And he's not the only one. There's several others as well that would basically say this rule has saved their life. So it's powerful. But the point of what I'm talking about today is just hopefully going to help you get those things done that you need to get done. As always, I always like to talk about my opportunity. I've been very fortunate here even the last few days and obviously the last few weeks, making money in the Forex market. 95% of a trader's success revolves around their head game. And so I like to work on that with everybody that I work with. But again, I've been successful at it, and I've been able to help some others to find some success as well. Would love an opportunity to work with you. If you're interested, message me. But more than anything, I hope that these talks motivate and inspire you to get off center and go after your dreams. So that's my message today, everybody. Have a great day and go get it. Take care. Bye.